What do you think? Things will be okay in a few weeks?
Let's hope so.
Are you confident?
I'm confident if Ten Hag shows some balls.
If you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're doing.
Hi guys, welcome to GameTalk. Ajax played just a match against FC Groningen at the Eredivisie Stadium. We lost 2-1. A bit shocking, a bit disappointed. Today to discuss with me is Maxwell. Maxwell.
Hi man.
We just lost the game.
And how?
And how? Exactly. I want to ask you that question.
Well, it was rubbish.
It was rubbish.
It was really rubbish.
Did you expect this to happen?
A little bit. Maybe it sounds strange for me to say that, but Ajax always has a difficulty against Groningen. So maybe we all could have seen it coming. This is the way they play. But then, if you don't execute against a team like this, it's rubbish. It was bad. It was really bad.
But despite the fact that, of course, looking back, going to Groningen is always a difficult match. I agree with you. If you look at the names that we have in our squad and we go there, shouldn't we be dominating this league?
Of course,
because
it was bad from the get-go. If you, I would never chose Siem de Jong for starters.
Yeah, let's start with that. What do you think of the starting 11 of Ten Hag?
For me, just the game against Spakenburg in the cup to give him
this week
the starter position. Mm-hmm. He shouldn't have done that. Ten Hag, he shouldn't have done that.
He shouldn't have given Siem de Jong a starting position today or against Spakenburg?
Spakenburg, okay.
But okay, all right. To give him a little bit of rhythm, etc. Okay, to get him going, basically.
Yes, and there were a lot of options, other options to go to start with. But he chose for Siem de Jong. I would have never done that.
Prior to the match, they asked him this question: why did you choose Siem de Jong? And then he said, I don't want to shuffle too much in the team. So, and I want to use De Jong. We know how Groningen plays. So De Jong has other qualities. He will come into the 16.
But I already don't agree to that. Because
why?
Tadic, he played on the 10 position before. So why would he swap the team?
So basically, you would have put Tadic as number 10.
Yeah, and basically the last couple of games we saw, for instance, we saw Traoré on the number 9 position. So in what way is he swapping his team too much? Mm-hmm. I don't agree to that with the coach also.
All right. So we know the starting 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't fully agree with it. I didn't agree with it either, to be honest. But anyways, we go there.
Yeah.
Positive mindset. You think, okay, this is going to be a difficult match, but we should pull it, we should pull it together. We should get a good result out of it. And then you see the first half and then you think like, what's going on?
They were overpowered. And the strange thing is they were overpowered in the duels against Groningen. But that's the thing you need to avoid as a team. You need to.
But look, we have been following Ajax, of course, for a long time since we were kids, and we know that when Ajax goes to certain stadiums, to certain teams, you know what to expect. They're not gonna let you come over and just dictate the game. They're gonna show themselves. Groningen is one of them. Exactly. So surely Ten Hag told the lads, listen, we have to play football. We cannot come in the duels. They will come as lions. They're going to attack us. They're going to go from the get-go. So what went wrong? Is it that Ten Hag didn't prepare them right, in your opinion? Or the players were just not up to it?
It's the tempo was too low. The effort was too low. Even a guy like Tagliafico, he was playing mediocre, especially first half.
Honestly,
Martinez,
most of the players today were not good.
They were really mediocre players today. And there were maybe one or two times then that we saw a good action from them. And those were moments that I thought, okay, they are back in the game. But it just went downhill.
Okay, so let's go. I want to ask you another question in a bit, but let's go to the goals first. The first goal, which is from Sierhuis, Ajax player.
Lucky goal, but
what does go?
A goal is a goal. So.
Yeah, but what is it a defensive mistake from our side? What's going on there? So it's a pass from Warmerdam?
Yes.
From the side?
Okay, you can always say the pass shouldn't have been given. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need to block that pass. Mm-hmm. Okay, the pass is given. If you ask me, Veldman, he went straight to the ball, but the ball came.
Veldman was actually thinking that Varela would get to the ball because he was like,
but he was late. So to me, Varela, he was late, but Martinez, he lost his man.
Yeah, because Sierhuis went inside and Martinez gave him too much space.
His man. Yeah.
All right.
So
to
me, it was on him.
Martinez.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's maybe a mix of things that happened.
Of course. Yeah, right. Because you can also blame Varela because he had full vision on the situation. So maybe he should.
Then still in the first half, a second chance for Groningen, a big one, which is a goal kick from Sergio Pot from Groningen.
Mm-hmm.
Then Martinez goes in, but he's too late. The second ball goes to Groningen. It's a 3-against-2. Sierhuis gets the ball, but that was a really decent save from Varela. Otherwise, we would be already.
Of course, that
was
on
down.
him. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They especially on defensive side from Ajax, there were some players who had in every situation then an 8, then a 4. No decency in their way of playing.
Yeah.
The first half was just bad.
Just bad, and despite being really bad, the first half, the first time we got a chance was a big one, which was Dest on the right. He gave a ball. I think Zeefuik maybe got to the ball. That's why Babel could not tip it in. But that was a huge chance. That was
the biggest chance.
That was the biggest chance,
and
yes.
The only chance.
First half.
Really the only chance that Ajax created in the first half. We had maybe 1 or 2 shots on goal. Not even on goal, but if you can count them in.
Worst first half performance of the season?
I can't recall, but probably yes.
Okay. So then we go to the second half. Did you expect Ten Hag to make already a substitution, or were you like, no, he's going to maybe try and find solutions?
If you saw the performance of the first half, then you expect the changes coming in from the first minute in the second half.
Which did not happen.
No.
Okay.
Maybe he wanted to wait and see what Groningen was going to do in the second half. But
we waited, and then the 2-0 came. And then he changed right away, a couple of minutes later. Did you agree with the changes he did? So
I wouldn't have substituted Gravenberch.
Okay. Gravenberch was actually the one that lost the ball on the midfield.
Yeah, true.
Leading up to the second goal.
If you want to change something and you want to put more pressure on the defense of Groningen, then I think then you need a guy like Gravenberch to give those passes. And to me, he wasn't the guy who should be substituted.
So who should have Eiting replaced in your opinion?
De Jong. Simple as that.
But Siem de Jong went out for Traoré.
Finally he did. Yeah, but okay. No, maybe then Martinez, but then you have Eiting in the last line of defense. Maybe that's not also a thing you want, but then you can play 3-4-3 if you have an extra midfielder.
Yeah,
in the form of Eiting.
Yes.
So that was also a possibility.
Okay, so then let's say from the 70th minute, right, a couple of minutes after the substitutions, Ajax starts getting a little bit more grip, a little bit more hold, at least trying to get the goal, which eventually we got a goal, thanks to Van de Beek, which was a nice goal. Did you see the goal coming, or were you a bit surprised?
Well, the way that Ajax tried to
press a little bit, yes.
You could have seen that goal coming.
Okay.
And maybe even a second goal if they kept their calm in certain situations, but they didn't. But then you have to be honest, then the draw would have been a stolen situation.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is we deserved the loss today.
Yeah, today we deserved the loss. Yeah.
All right. One other question now, because we just discussed the game. Should we be worried about Ajax at the moment? Because look, let me just say one thing. We know that Blind is out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how long it will take for him to come back. We know Ziyech is out. It will take a few weeks. That's what they project. So these are key players for our squad. We know this. However, is that an excuse for us not to be able to perform decent? I'm not talking even about losing a game. We can always lose a game.
Yeah, but I think it is. Because you stated out, they are key players. they are not key players they are key players. So that means when those players need to be substituted by other players, for instance, like beginning last year, we had De Ligt, who was falling apart, and we had to substitute him for Martinez, for example, or Veldman, who is in his place. We all thought that's...
But Maxwell, okay, I understand what you're saying, but we have players like Donny van de Beek being linked with Real Madrid. We have Tadic, which is considered one of the best players.
But you
can't hold on. We have Promes, which was a top scorer in Russia, went to Sevilla, came to Ajax. We have Ryan Babel, who is a very experienced international player of the Dutch squad. Also, now we got him too. We have so many good players in the squad. How come we cannot perform? Just because of 2 key players missing? For me, that's a weak excuse.
Yeah, but you're as strong as your weakest link. And CS is the one with the final passing before scoring. We were praising the tandem between CS and Promes, and that's not a thing anymore. Blind is just it shows that Blind is the one to be missed in the organization from behind, and the passing he had straight to the striker. All those things are left out of the moment.
If I have a say right now, my opinion is different. I do know that we're missing 2 key players. I will never deny that Ziyech and Blind are very important players for Ajax. I think Ten Hag is going the wrong direction with the replacements. I think Martinez should not be playing at the back line. I think Martinez should be staying on the midfield. Because you're asking now Donny, Van de Beek and Gravenberch to play a position which they're not accustomed to. Because they have to be very much defensive-minded than what they're used to play.
Yeah, I can agree to that also.
So my solution would have been, and I know he made a mistake against AZ, but this guy should give more. You should give more credit and more playing time to him, and that's Schuurs. I know there's always this discussion about having Veldman and Schuurs together. You have 2 right-footed players at the back line, but to be honest, that shouldn't matter in this case until Blind comes back. I think this is the best thing. Also, because you saw today, Groningen, they have a target man like Sierhuis. If you play, Ajax always has difficulties playing with the target man as a number 9. If they give a long ball, Martinez and Veldman don't have the length to head the ball or to win the duels in the air. Sometimes they will, but you saw today, it will create problems. Sure. So then I would prefer having Schuurs at the back and having Martinez as a defensive midfielder.
Also a possibility, but it's also a possibility. I can't say any much about that. It's also a possibility because with Martinez on the midfield, you have maybe a stronger guy who can do the defensive work. But I think we can ask the same thing about Eiting, for example. And okay, maybe Gravenberch and Van de Beek aren't the guys you want to ask.
Actually, I will go even a step further because, in my opinion, going up to the second half of the season, if Eiting gets up to speed, in terms of physique and stamina, etc., I would really prefer to have Eiting on the midfield next to Martinez. I would actually prefer to have Donny as a number 10 like he used to play because Donny, sure, he's important, but you saw today his most important asset is scoring goals in this, like being in the box.
Yeah, but also making sure there are combinations on the midfield. And
exactly.
That's the thing I want to say because in Martinez he isn't the guy who can play. He doesn't do that as well as Eiting and Gravenberch and Van de Beek, for instance, as a midfield position for Ajax.
You're now argumenting. Your arguments are based on the fact that we have ball possession.
Yeah,
but I'm looking at the balance. Eiting on the ball is very important. Martinez can play football, you
have less balance. But
yes,
it worked. It worked last year. It worked before.
But we up to the phase that we start missing our key players, Blind and Ziyech, Martinez was doing really well on the midfield. There was no problems there.
True.
And I will go even a step further because we're moving from the back now going up front. I would even play Ziyech from right, of course, switching. And then Tadic can play as a number 9, that's fine. But then you come to a situation in which you have to choose either Promes or either Babel. I don't think both of them.
I agree.
I don't think because they're the same type of players.
True, and they are on their best on the left side. So I agree to that. And the only
this is no fun, man. If you agree with me,
but I agree. I agree to that because the only positions you can give to Babel is on the left side or as a striker,
exactly,
and not on the right side,
exactly.
Because
it just doesn't work.
No, but the same thing goes for Promes. Or on the left side, or maybe even on the 10, because he played some games on the 10 and he did also a great job.
Having said that, I have to highlight one player, and then we'll move to the ratings. I've been really, really impressed all season already, since he started with the youth of Ajax, and now how he's every time he comes in the pitch and he starts from the get-go. Traoré is really, really good. He's really developing into a very important player. Why is Ten Hag afraid of putting him in these kind of matches from the start?
I don't know. I think he wants to give the most experienced guy. I think they build up more credit, and that's the only thing I can.
Maybe it's also the easiest solution for Ten Hag.
Yeah, probably. Maybe Traoré. That's how he comes off to me in interviews. Is the more timid guy of the
sweet. He's a sweet guy.
Sweet guy.
Yeah.
And he's only 19.
But do you think as a coach, this is something you should focus on?
Well,
let's
go back. We had Zlatan years back, but we all know Zlatan.
Yes.
He wouldn't
never
accept it if he was brought in.
Also, Mido, same.
Mido, they got those guys. They had
Van der Vaart, Sneijder.
of course.
No way.
Maybe that's what Traoré is missing. That he's not in the face of Ten Hag positioned as his starter.
All right.
I don't know what the reason is, because I'm totally agree. He shows he's developing as a real Ajax striker, a real number 9, not a false number 9 in the way Tadic is filling in that on that position, but really as an Ajax target man, and we should embrace that.
Yeah. So as they say in Dutch, we have to lick our wounds. Yeah.
Really.
All
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So who is? If you can give anyone man of the match today?
Difficult, man. I'm a little bit in doubt.
It has to be an Ajax player, by the way. Okay. Just saying.
Varela or Dest, and I'm not used to give a goalkeeper the man of the match, so this I'm going for.
I thought Dest was decent today.
Dest was decent. He was he was the first one who stood up and showing that he was okay.
So things to work on for the next games. Next week, PSV. Then we go to Utrecht. We have some difficult matches.
Well, it's difficult because it's PSV, but then again, they have
their own problems.
They also have,
but we have also problems now.
Yeah, but then again, you can. Those are the games when you can get back into your old form, because it's a match on itself.
And Ajax has something to prove now, because they have to retaliate, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and stay away from AZ, who won this weekend. So
exactly. So we're only 3 points now.
The stakes are a little bit higher than the game before today.
Yes.
So maybe you don't know what powers comes out of the guys.
What do you think? Things will be okay in a few weeks?
Let's hope so.
Are you confident?
I'm confident if Ten Hag shows some balls and bring in some youth players who can really play on those positions.
Yeah, make the right decisions, basically. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes, I'll see you next time. Guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully next week against PSV, we can come up with a better performance. Until that time, see you.